Good evening on the world news this hour from BGI Television. My name is Morire Rabila Lawal. First, the headlines. YFG's discussion with Labour on minimum wage was delayed. Northern senators to engage Tinubu on relocation of CBN Faan. It provides constructive opinions on national issues. Tinubu congratulates Omokri. Sylvester Oromoni's family announces Saturday, January 27th for burial. And to the foreign story, Joseph Boakai sworn in as Liberian president, and on sport, Aribo or Meruo or Sai Samuel start versus Guinea-Bissau, a must-win match for Super Eagles of Nigeria in Abidjan. The news in detail. Discussion on minimum wage between the federal government and the labor unions, scheduled to begin in January, was delayed as a result of a resignation of Simon Lalong as the Minister of Labour and Employment. The Whistler had in December last year reported that Lalong resigned as the Labour Minister and was sworn in Senator representing Plateau South Senatorial District in the 10th Assembly. A month after his resignation, no official appointment has been made to head the seat of the former minister. Recall that in July 2023, the TUC demanded a review of the minimum wage from the current 30,000 to 200,000 to cushion the shock of the removal of fuel subsidy in May 2023 and the Naira devaluation. Speaking to the Whistler on why the delay in the commencement of the wage, a top source involved in the negotiations said the delay in the appointment of the minister has stalled negotiations concerning the increase in the minimum wage. Moving on to the next story. Northern Senators Forum on Monday urged Northerners to reclaim and remain calm as it explores avenues for dialogues, negotiations, and deploy legal measures to address the relocation of CBN and Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria back to Lagos. A statement signed by Senator Abdurrahman Kawu Sumaila on behalf of the forum was made available to reporters in Kano, explained that be rest assured our actions align with the constitutional framework and the laws of the land as we endeavor to uphold justice and fairness. We will engage the executive branch of the government and the leadership of the Senate and the relevant stakeholders to actively listen to the concerns of Nigerians and provide updates on our progress. The Northern Senators Forum further assured constituents of its commitment towards addressing their concerns regarding certain decisions and policies put forth by the federal government. Senator Simele Kawu, representing Kano South Senatorial District, stressed that as representative of the people at the national level, they would do the needful to address the concerns over lopsidedness in the distribution and allocation of resources in the 2024 budget, relocation of some federal agencies from Abuja to Lagos. In case you're just joining, you are watching the world news from BGI Television. The next story. President Bola Tinubu has congratulated social media influencer and a political advisor and associate of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, Mr. Reno Omokri, as he marked his 50th birthday today. In a statement issued on Sunday by his media assistant, Ngelale, the president commended Mr. Omokri for his dutifulness in providing constructive opinions on national issues regardless of his political disposition. President Tinubu wished Mr. Omokri, a member of People's Democratic Party and special assistant on digital media to former President Goodluck Jonathan from 2011 to 2015, many more years in good health as he continues to contribute his quota to national development. Delta-born Omokri is a pastor, US-based author, and rapid critic of Tinubu's predecessor, Muhammadu Buhari. The PDP chieftain has not extended the same treatment to Tinubu and has often defended the president's policies on social media. Moving on to the next story. As regards the burial arrangement of Oromoni, the family of a 12-year-old pupil of Dowen College, Lekki, Lagos State, Sylvester Oromoni Jr., has announced the burial of their son. Sylvester died on November 30, 2021, after he was allegedly tortured by some senior students of the college who reportedly wanted to initiate him into a cult group. In a statement obtained on Monday, the family announced the burial of their son, stating, as a family grappling with a profound sorrow brought about this inexplicable loss, we have chosen to bid farewell to Sylvester on Saturday, January 27, 2024, with final rest and rites to be conducted at Ogbe Ijo, Warri Kingdom, Delta State. Exactly 2 years ago, precisely on November 30, 2021, the death of our 12-year-old son, Sylvester Oromoni Jr., a pupil of Dowen College, Lekki, Lagos State, was announced in a controversial circumstances after he was tortured to death by some junior and senior students who wanted to initiate him into a cult group. Until date, we as family is yet to get justice in the matter. Sylvester, born on December 4, 2009, met a devastating end on November 30, 2021, succumbing to injuries inflicted in a harrowing assault by a fellow student. Before his untimely demise, Sylvester was renowned for his exceptional intellect and maturity beyond his years. A young mind brimming with potential, he demonstrated remarkable initiative and an extraordinary sense of humor, endearing him to those fortunate enough to cross paths with him. Sylvester's insatiable passion for knowledge, particularly in fields of computer science, programming, and electrical science, and his special interest in football set him apart. Moving on to the next story from the world news. In case you're just joining, you're watching the world news from BGI television. And next to come is the foreign. The swearing-in ceremony held in the nation's parliament was attended by notable figures including Ghanaian President Nana Akufo-Addo and U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations Linda Thomas-Greenfield. Boakai will previously serve as vice president between 2006 and 2018 under Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Liberia's first female president assumes the presidency with a daunting task of addressing poverty, corruption, and a weak justice system. Liberia, as a country of 5 million people, has long struggled with these issues exacerbated by years of civil war and an Ebola outbreak. Additionally, the nation faces the challenge of impunity related to crimes committed during its civil wars. During its election campaign, Boakai aligned with local power brokers, including former warlord Prince Johnson, who shifted his support from Ware in 2017 to Boakai in a recent election. Johnson, a controversial figure under U.S. sanctions, has been appointed to nominate Jeremiah Kong as a vice president. The peaceful conduct of November's election stands out in the region recently troubled with military coup. With that foreign news, we go to sports to end the world news. Almost in an hour's time, the Super Eagles of Nigeria will be playing their final group game against Guinea-Bissau for their final group game to know if they will finish as the first or the second. The story has it that Super Eagles head coach Jose Peseiro has named 4 new players in his starting lineup against the Guinea-Bissau Jitteries of Guinea-Bissau. The match is coming up 6 p.m. Nigerian time. We're wishing them all 3 points against the side. Peseiro also opted for a 3-4-3 formation for the clash built for the Felix Opwat Stadium. Recall that at the last game, the Super Eagles of Nigeria inflicted an injury to Cote d'Ivoire, the host nation, 1-0 in the encounter. Stanley Nwabali will start in goal for the 3rd consecutive game in the competition. Also, the 4 new players to be included will also bear in the first team as the first 11 against the Guinea-Bissau. Fenerbahce's Bright Osai Samuel will make his first start of the game. He will play at right wing back, while Olaino will play at left wing back. With that sports story, we've come to the end of today's world news. Before we go, some headlines. We're brought to you why FG's discussion with Labour on minimum wage was delayed. Northern senators to engage Tinubu on relocation of CBN and FAAN, Faan. We also brought to you that it provides constructive opinions on national issues. Tinubu hails Mr. Omokri on his birthday. Sylvester Oromoni's family announces Saturday, January 27 for final burial. On foreign, Joseph Bakai sworn in as Liberian president. And on sport, Aribo Omeruo Sayo Osamo starts versus Guinea-Bissau, coming up at 6 p.m. Nigerian time in Abidjan. For updates of our broadcast on YouTube, the handle is Babagide Imo Television. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell. Select option all to access all of our broadcasts. On Facebook, Bagide Imo with Alawiye Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. For advert placement of your goods and services, coverage of events and function, please dial the phone number streaming on your screen. Thank you for watching. I am Moriri Rabila Lawal. Good evening.